The nominee for Independent National Electoral Commission Chairmanship, Professor Yakub Mahmood, has called for speedy passage of the Electoral Act Amendment Bill ahead of 2023 general elections. Professor Yakub made this plea, among others, when he appeared before the Kabiru Gaya-led Senate Committee on INEC for screening as the chairman of the commission for another 5-year tenure. Appearing before the Senate Committee for the screening, Chairman, Independent National Electoral Commission, Yakub Mahmood said electoral body is faced with series of challenges that will hamper the 2023 general election if not taken care of. The committee members quizzed him on what the body has achieved over time and what they intend to change to avoid lapses going forward, especially on provision for riverine area and Nigerians in diaspora.
Political parties. We have now 18 political parties, I think from 92 to 18. And from the records we have, I believe that more political parties need to be registered. So you should go through the process. If you have passed through the screening and the Senate confirms you, you should look at the issue of registering political parties and let's get to the minimum. From my understanding, I think we wouldn't go more than 5 and find a way out how we can continue to put guidelines properly before parties are registered.
He identified 1,508 activities which he said need only 813 days to deliver, part of which the need for speedy passage of the Electoral Act Amendment Bill, the repair of damaged logistics and lack of amenities to function effectively, bearing in mind the electoral body's plan to go digital ahead of 2023 general election.
What would I like to see done differently? It's not everything that INEC does is in the realm of what the Commission itself does. There are responsibilities that belong to other stakeholders. For instance, election is a process based on the electoral legal framework. So I really would like to see a situation, distinguished senators, where the electoral amendment bill is expeditiously considered and passed. And I'm confident that this is going to be done. For the first time ever, the Commission met with members of the Senate and House committees on INEC and electoral matters in Lagos. We had an extensive interaction and we submitted 78 areas of amendment to the Electoral Act. And on 4th November, I also forwarded additional 13 areas of amendment to the 2 committees. The earlier that is done, the better for us. There is no way we can conduct elections successfully in an atmosphere of uncertainty. The electoral legal framework has to be finalized for us to now develop our regulations and guidelines for the elections. We have to develop the regulations and guidelines for the elections for us to produce manuals for the training of ad hoc staff that will actually conduct the elections in the field. So this is critical.
The report of the screening is to be submitted to the Senate on Tuesday for confirmation after the consideration in the Committee of All. From Abuja, Nigeria, Muyiwa Bamdele reporting. The Senate has passed into second reading a bill seeking to include Nigerian law school to one of the tertiary institutions to benefit from the infrastructural intervention project of Third Fund. The bill, which was sponsored by Chairman of the Senate Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters, Senator Michael Okoyemi Bamidele, was titled a bill for an act to amend the Tertiary Education Trust Fund Act 2007 and other matters connected therewith to 2020. Leading the debate on the bill, Senator Michael Okoyemi Bamidele said the amendment, when passed into law, bring development to legal education in Nigeria and tackle infrastructure deficit in the campuses of Nigerian law school. He said the bill sought to amend Section 4 of the Principal Act by inserting Nigerian law school as one of the tertiary institutions to benefit from the intervention of the Third Fund.
Sections 4 of the Tertiary Education Trust Fund Establishment, etc. Act 2011, herein after referred to as the Principal Act, to add the Nigerian Law School as one of the benefiting tertiary institutions in Nigeria for the purpose of disbursement of education tax under the Act. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, by way of a proper context and historical basis for the proposed amendment, it is imperative to state here that the report of the Unsworth Committee on Legal Education, which recommended the establishment of an indigenous law school for the vocational training of aspiring legal practitioners in Nigeria, conceived the Nigerian Law School as a tertiary institution with the sole mandate of bridging the gap between academic study of law in Nigeria, in Nigerian or foreign universities, and the practical application of the law.
While drawing support for the bill, Senator Gabriel Sousa of Benue called on other senators to support the bill overwhelmingly.
Mr. President, and so the normal funding of law school as a monocampus is being expanded. And so there's the absolute need for us to amend the provisions of TED Fund in order to accommodate these multi-campuses of the Nigerian Law School so that they can also benefit from funding there so as to keep the high standard that is required of law school and of lawyers.
The Senate President Hamad Lawal referred the bill to Senate Committee on TED Fund and to submit the report in 4 weeks' time.
And other matters connected there with 2020 second reading taken, and the bill is referred to the Committee on Tertiary Institutions and TED Fund to report back within 4 weeks.
Chairman of the Caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee of the All Progressive Congress, Yobe State Governor Mai Mala Buni, has said that the ruling party is about to choke Nigerians with unprecedented numbers of defection that made the party to be the largest in Nigerian history. Buni gave the hint while delivering a speech during the meeting between the members of the Caretaker Committee and the APC Senate Caucus, which was held in National Assembly, Abuja. According to him, the governor of Ebonyi State, David Umahi, former Speaker of House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara, and former Chairman of People Democratic Party, Barnabas Gemade, alongside others such as Senator Hamam Mizao, among those that have found their way to becoming members of the ruling party. Speaking on the effort by the Caretaker Committee to reconcile aggrieved members, he said the reconciliation exercise by the committee as part of its intervention demand internal resolution within the party and call for all court cases against the party to be withdrawn from the court to allow internal settlement of the various disputes.
Court cases. The reconciliation exercise by the committee as part of its intervention demands the internal resolution of disputes within the party and calls for all court cases against the party be withdrawn from the courts to allow internal settlement of the various disputes. The Caretaker Committee has collected all such cases, including identifying the parties to the disputes and litigations, and has made schedules for the immediate withdrawal of litigations while equally setting out procedures for heading out of all the aggrieved members, including creating a neutral ground for all to voice out their grievances. As of today, the party has recorded a large number of completely resolved intra-party disputes, while others are ongoing with strong prospects of resolving them. Membership register. It is regrettable that since the initial membership registration exercise of 2013, the party today lacks authentic register in all 36 states, including the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. It is a common knowledge that some members who left the party in 2018 and joined the opposition party still have their names adorning the party register. Similarly, many others who joined the party from 2014 to date do not have their names in the register. It therefore becomes imperative for the party to revalidate its membership register, expunge names of those who had left the party, and include those who have joined the party from 2014 to date in compliance with Article 9(4) of the party constitution.
He said as of today, the party has recorded a large number of resolved intra-party disputes, while others are ongoing, with a strong prospect of resolving them. Senator Elisha Abo has officially defected from People Democratic Party to the All Progressive Congress. The Adamawa North Senator made his decision known in a letter read on the floor of the Senate by the President of the Senate, Senator Hamad Lawa. According to the letter, Senator Abo said he left the PDP due to mismanagement of the party by the Adamawa State Governor Umaru Futere. He said Futere action has led to PDP in Adamawa into crisis, hence his defection to the ruling APC.
Progressive Congress, APC. Movement of God's people from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, to the All Progressives Congress, APC. I write to formally inform you, sir, the Senate, and indeed Nigerians, of my defection from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, to the All Progressives Congress, APC.
It will be recalled that Senator Abo came into limelight following alleged assault on a lady at a sex toy shop in Abuja. The Nigerian Senate has resolved to invite the Minister of Communication, Issa Patami, to impress on him the need to implement his resolution regarding security challenges related to the mandate of his ministry. The decision was reached after the consideration of the motion on the spite of growing insecurity in Nigeria presented by Senator Emmanuel Bosha. Raising Order 42 and 52 of the Senate rule, Senator Boucher noted that the rate of insecurity in Nigeria has not only increased astronomically, but has reached a melting point. He noted that the ugly trend has manifested in kidnapping, banditry, armed robbery, assassination, and other criminal activities in the country. He further expressed worry that there was growing suspicion of complicity of security officials saddled with the responsibility of protecting lives and properties of the citizen.
The political permutations across the landscape is also attracting politicians to recruit criminals for the purpose of destabilizing the corporate existence of our country. This evil intent can be easily achieved given the poor control over communication facility, this inability of our security apparatus and service providers to effectively manage this all-important sector. Mr. President, arising from this, I want to highlight as the main focus of this motion that this Senate summon the Minister of Communication accordingly to interface with our standing committee, whether an ad hoc committee to be set up for this purpose, to interface with the various service chiefs and communication minister and service providers so as to fine-tune the usage of these communication facilities.
After deliberation, the Senate mandated a committee on legislative compliance and communication to invite the Minister of Communications on way to resolve these challenges. The proposed 4 billion naira bailout for airline operators in the country is insignificant if the country is to keep the aviation industry afloat, so says Senator Smart Adeyemi, Chairman Senate Committee on Aviation. Senator who addressed Senate Correspondent in Abuja said the floating a national carrier for Nigeria is a dream that will not be achieved if the immediate term ends the need for the private airline operators to be given needed lifeline to operate.
But let me now give you this information. Because of the pandemic, most of those plants manufacturing these Airbuses, they folded up, they shut down. Today in Europe, many nations in Europe, they're on lockdown again. Okay? Now, when they shut down, you are giving them another 6 months to put the factory back to normal. So we cannot wait until when we have our own carrier that we are going to allow these airlines to be functioning. Do we shut down do we ask all the airlines, if the private operators decide to fold up today, or to go on strike, 3-day strike, you will see what's going to happen in Nigeria. Tell me which plane will fly, except those of you who have jets that can fly. But those of us who are with the masses, we cannot even pay for the fueling of a jet. So it is better for us to allow the private operators to fly. You have to encourage them. What about the other African nations that are giving palliative? There's hardly any nation today that is not providing palliative for airlines.
Senator Adeyemi made a case for airline operator to access foreign exchange on time for the purchase of airlines parts. He also faulted the non-compliance with the executive order calling for the removal of value-added tax for air travels.